having all of the walls and stuff in the way really changes the way that you have to interact with them. It's more funky. This time you pick it and kick it. It's Kongnapped 2. They ran out of gimmicks, so they did it again. Except this time they combined the gimmicks. You have the water level with the things you need to affect, and also you need to collect the people. Except this time you don't need to rescue them from being captured. They're just sort of in places. They're just collectibles here. You just go to the places and you collect the 5 things, and then you come back. And here you got you shoot the switch to affect the water level. And there's Tiny. And you pick her up, and then you gotta shoot to make the water level change. And they'll know, oh no, now we're underwater and we can't breathe and we gotta go. And there's not the air bubbles here, so I just kinda gotta go. And pop up and grab the thing, and then you gotta run back quickly through the things. Yeah, they could have done a lot more with this game, and they didn't. And disappointing. And it shouldn't be disappointing. I shouldn't be disappointed by Rare anymore. My expectations should be low enough that it's impossible for Rare to disappoint me anymore. But here we are. Yeah, this is a fairly straightforward thing of just, like, you hit the switches to move the water, and then when the water is not in the right spot, you hit a switch to move it again, and then you go to place. And there's an air bubble down here. This one only refreshes you to 10, so you don't get to have unlimited water time again. Need to bring it up so that the crate there moves, because the crates are buoyant in this one. That's the gimmick here, is buoyancy. And you get 5 tinies, and you bring them back, and that's the stage. Woohoo. Mission complete. And then it's the Toxic Tower. This is the stage that Nick always brings up as the worst stage. I didn't really ever think it was the worst stage. It's another one of those things where you've got a time limit because the death line is ascending, and you gotta go up the thing quickly, and you use the animals to climb fast. So, there's a gold feather. Basically, some of these things are like, okay, you grab this collectible and then you die. You just die. You can technically get back up from them, but you're probably not going to. Like this, the video game hero medal. You gotta come down here and grab it, and I just kinda died. Well, that's fine. You can die as long as you grab the thing. It's not that far into the stage, so dying isn't that big of a penalty here. So, there's that at least. Here's a secret blast barrel. And then suddenly you're Squawks, and then you gotta do the Squawks going up the place. You gotta go up fast enough to outpace the acid, toxin, poison, whatever, but don't go too fast, because you gotta handle the zingers and the jumpies here. There's the red zinger you gotta dodge around. Here's spinny zingers that some of them are red. You just kind of go through. And just like there were some secrets off to the sides there, but they were just like standard bonuses or standard pickups, not like bonuses or anything special. Like maybe some coins, maybe some lives. Not worth taking the time to actually explore and grab. And again, like there's things in some of these stages that I've never bothered to find because exploration is discouraged. I've only explored enough to find the bonuses. By the way, don't go into the final bonus here right away. Go above the final bonus and defeat the zinger up there for a photo first. Then go down into the final bonus, otherwise you'll have to redo the entire stage like I did. But, yeah. Like, yeah, again, there's lots of places in some of these stages that have, like, coins and bananas and maybe some lives that I don't know about and don't care about because they require exploration in an area where exploring is discouraged, where it will get you killed, like where you're on a strict time limit running away from the ascending poison. So, there's that. You got a swanky thing up at the top here. Yeah, again, what's the name of this area? Every single time he asks, what's the name of this area? So, like, are you paying attention? What is this is a question that, like, couldn't have been in the original. Like, that had to have been worded differently, because in the original, Cranky didn't have a racing bird. That's new to this version. Which of these enemies also appeared in Donkey Kong Country? That's a weirdly mean question, because maybe you don't have Donkey Kong Country. How are you supposed to know that if you haven't played the first one? You just gotta guess. You just gotta guess, and if you guess wrong, then you gotta spend another coin to do the thing again. Oh no. Now this question is weird, because it's a little arbitrary based on whether or not you consider quawks to be distinct from squawks. I'm not actually sure. Again, I looked up the answers to these, so I didn't bother, like, figuring them out myself. Again, I didn't care enough. I found a list, and it was just there, so... But yeah, I don't know whether or not that question considers squawks and quawks to be different animals. I think the answer was 5, so that was Rambi, Squawks, Squitter, Rattly, and Guard. So those were the 5, yeah, so that question does not consider quawks to be a different animal than squawks. Or he's not an animal buddy, he's just sort of there. He's just a bird. Anyway, if you beat all of Swanky's quizzes, that gets you one of the photos. You know, complete successfully all of the quizzes in all of the worlds. Stronghold Showdown. The original version of Donkey Kong Country 2, this was kind of a fake-out ending stage where you'd go and there was DK, but then he just got taken away. Here they added a brand new boss. Kerozene. It's a giant monster, Kremling. He's the big guy. Look, he's got swords. He's gonna throw them at you, and you hit them with the cannon, just like you did with the cleaver, the sword before. Do the thing with the last boss. This boss, I can only assume exists because they wanted to play around with some of the Game Boy Advance's graphical features. Anyway, also he breathes fire. His head is flashing white now. That's your only indication that that's going to start happening. And also that is now your target to hit. You've got to grab the cannonball and throw it at him while dodging the fire. And also, when he slams his hands down, there's a shockwave thing. And right here, he starts breathing fire again much faster after the... You know, because he always does the 3 breaths in a line, and then, you know, he'll start breathing again, going back the other way. But for those 2 hits there, he starts the next cycle a lot faster than any other time in this fight. But again, this is a standard rare boss where you are expected to memorize the boss pattern, memorize exactly what he does at each point, each stage, and then execute on how to defeat the stages as they come up. But, like, there's a lot of things where just, like, the way that he breathes fire, you can maybe observe and see how it goes. You've got to be quick to recognize when he's going to slam his hands down. Naturally, if you're standing underneath the hands when he slams down, that's death. There, where at the last hit, he just breathes fire and covers the entire floor. There's no way you could possibly expect that. So, you know, it's something that is designed to kill you at the end of the fight, forcing you to redo the fight again.